Good evening and welcome back. Once again, race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, we head off to Oxford Plains Speedway for the Tri-State Super Series, presenting the Pet Tails Rescue 200 laps around this 3/8 of a mile speedway. Very, very fast action on tap here tonight. Gonna go ahead, head down trackside as a few drivers already out there on their qualifying laps. Open qualifying session here, so we will see multiple drivers out there on track. We'll give them a minute, get a few laps in underneath their belts. How you doing? How you feeling, race fans? I am Darkside Dave in the Cave, once again bringing you all the great action here tonight. Driver of the 59 machine, Cody Bader, out there running a 1561 for his first time lap. We'll jump out there with a few other drivers. Pete Dillon in the 82 machine up to speed on his time lap. There you can see a few of the drivers already putting down their qualifying lap. Quick time right now, top of the speed charts, the 2:22 of Jeff Town sitting with a 15:22. Provisional pole right now, Austin Maynard in the 29 goes around the track. Let's see, will he'll shake out fourth position for Maynard, and that's going to be a fast little quick qualifying rundown for multiple drivers out there. Looks like Chris Shannon in the 132s on his up to speed lap. Chuck Darling also out there on track as we speak. Josh Zorden in the 9 machine also out there on track trying to put down his qualifying lap. Multiple drivers out there tonight already going ahead and putting them in their qualifying laps for the Nunya Performance Tri-State Super Series, presenting the Pet Tails Rescue.com. 217 drivers making the trip all the way up here to the rolling hills of Maine. When you think of Oxford, you think of the school or the shoes, but we're racing here tonight. Race fans, gonna be a very, very close quarter night on the track, that's for sure. This number 35 bringing it to a stop. He's going to slide in the second position on his qualifying attempt. Eric Lake in the 5 now out there and up to speed. Chuck Darling in the 17 going to take the provisional pole right now. 15:16 quick time for Darling. 12 drivers now with time on the speed charts. We've still got a handful of drivers down there on pit road. Ryman Castle in the 1 machine now up to speed, his first time lap. Let's take a ride here with the 1. Ricky LeDuc in the 96 machine gonna slide in fourth in his qualifying attempt. Eric Lake moving that 5 up inside the top 10, gonna round out the top 10 right now. Castle off of 4, crossing the line, first time lap in the book. Castle goes 7th, gonna shut it on down, bring it back down to pit road. Nobody out there on a qualifying time now. Track empty, very, very quiet here. With that being said, I tell you what, let's run down a little bit of your race information for you here tonight. There you can see it, the Pet Tails Rescue 200 brought to you by Nunya Performance here in the Tri-State Super Series. 3/8 of a mile, pretty much straight oval track here at Oxford Plains Raceway. And looks like we do have a driver out there on track. So let's head back down trackside for Mark Welch in the 61 as he's up to speed and going around the track. There you see that Pet Tails Rescued sponsored machine being driven by Mark Welch. Mark off of 4, back across the line. First time lap in the books for him. He's going to go 14th on the speed chart now. Second time lap. Can he get anything more out of it? Steve Mastro right there in the 54 machine. He's going to try to put down a quick time. Welch still qualified 14th right now, jumping nowhere as Steven Mastro goes all the way to second with his qualifying lap. We'll take a look now with the 88 of Matt Eddy as he's up to speed, trying to take the qualifying pole position away from Darling, and I don't think anybody has anything for him. Steve Mastro right there, closest person to him, 15:16. Tied quick times for both of those two drivers. Andy Rutherford Looks like he's going to try one more lap. Mad Eddie right here, still on track with this 88, slotting in the 16th position. Oh, and coming across the line sideways down into turn one. That's not going to be good. Looks like we've only got one driver yet to put in their qualifying time. Dale Spencer sitting right there in that 555, yet to qualify here tonight. And as we wait to see if it looks like that 555 of Dale Spencer's going to roll off of pit road, doesn't look like he's going to attempt a qualifying lap here tonight. So we're going to step away from the track, pay a few bills, get the things set up and ready to go. Head trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular their bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Jets flying over, bells ringing in the background. Drivers to their cars. You know what that means. It's time to go green flag racing here in the Nunya Performance Tri-State Super Series. Pet Tails Rescue.com 200. Your starting lineup for tonight's race looks a little something like this. Pole position here after the top 10, invert the 29 of Austin Maynard. Jonathan Platt gonna line up just to his outside. Row number 2, the 1 of Ryman Castle and Chris Shannon. Row number 3 here tonight, the 82 of Pete Dillon. In the 96 of Ricky LeDuc. Row number 4, the 222 of Jeff Town, and the 35 of Andrew Rutherford. Stephen Maestro and Chuck Darling gonna round out the top 10. 11th place goes to Matt Eddy. Ethan Wolf gonna slot home in your top 12 position. Ford Mustang pace car bringing the field back around one more time, starting in the 13th spot here tonight, the 5 of Eric Lake. Cody Bader in the 59 gonna line up 14th. Josh Jordan gonna put his 9 in the 15th starting position. Mark Welch in the 61 gonna slot home in 16th. 17th starting spot here tonight, the 555 of Dale Spencer. As the pace car ducks away, green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Oxford Plains Speedway in the Nunya Performance Pet Tails Rescue 200 field. Down and away through turn number 1, clean and clear for the first time here tonight. Back across the stripe, battle at the front of the field. There you can see it. Austin Maynard has the lead, but the fast 17 in qualifying, already up 2 spots from where he started tonight's race. Up now inside the top 10, running in the 8th spot. Cars single file running that bottom lane. And race fans, this track looks a little bit odd, a little bit different than most conventional race tracks that we go to. This track back in the day was actually a Greyhound racetrack. That's right, they used to race dogs at the track. They also, this was a half a mile dirt track at one point in time back in 19 50 when the place was built, 1961. That's when it saw itself increase to a 3/8 mile track and also be paved over. Since has been paved four more times. Field still green flag racing here. Lap number 5 out of the 200 scheduled in the official distance here tonight for the PetTailsRescue.com 200. Right now, Hard Charger Award going to, it looks like a few drivers tied for that. Steven Maestro in the 5th place right now, up 4 positions, as well as Eric Lake being up 4 positions. And if there was a biggest slider right now, that would be Chris Shannon, down 11 spots from where he started tonight's race, running in the 15th spot. And it looks like, Jeff Town in that 222, not able to make the start of the race. He finds himself already off of the track and well behind the field. We continue green lap racing here as we begin lap number 9 out of the 200 scheduled in the official race distance. No stages here in the Nunya Performance Tri-State Super Series. These drivers, and sideways goes the 54 of Maestro right there for just a brief second through 1 and 2. Collecting the car, getting it righted there. You can see him right there, that 54 machine out of shape, losing a few positions, now back running in the 7th spot. Back at the front, nothing really going on for that 29. He still has the one of Raymond Castle right behind him, but not really looking to make the pass just yet, is that one of Castle. Castle trying to get the job done as they work their way around this very tight, very tough little track here at Oxford Plains Speedway. Crossing the line, begin lap number 13. Field back through 1 and 2, still in the hands of your leader, the 29 of Austin Maynard. And this just goes to show you a little bit about qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Your top 10 were inverted for the start of tonight's race. So, yes, you heard it right. Your top 10 drivers, your 10 fastest drivers in qualifying were set at the back end of the field. So your top 6 drivers on track, 7 or 8 actually drivers for the start of this race, actually slower in qualifying than the drivers that were behind them. But this 29 of Austin Maynard, he has kept it wound up and back at the front of the field, slowly starting to pull away now to a 0.3 of a second lead over Castle. Just behind this 2-car battle, we've got another 2-car battle beginning to develop between the 43 of Platt, Pete Dillon, right there behind him, and that 82 machine, Dillon, out of Crementon, North Carolina. Good old North Carolina boy. How you doing, buddy? Cremerton, I think that's opposite end of the state, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong, or actually, no, that's down near around the Monroe area, if I'm correct. As we continue green flag racing, the driver from Elkhart, Indiana, the 29 of Austin Maynard, continues to lead the race, only race leader so far here tonight, and he's going to look to continue the hot streak here, slowly working a gap over this 3rd and 4th place battle. Castle starting to slip just a little bit, 0.4 of a second. Now separate your top 2 cars. Battle still on track, 3rd all the way back through 6th. Gonna back it up just a little bit, give you a little bit more perspective on the battle on the track. There you can see side by side with Pete Dillon and Jonathan Platt, Andy Rutherford, as well as Chuck Darling right there, waiting in the wings in the 17, trying to utilize that high lane, but not really going anywhere. That's going to open the door for that 54. Maestro's going to look to the inside on 3 and 4, now putting the power down back to the line, give the preferred spot back into 1 to Maestro. Maestro puts his 17 up in front of Darling. Darling now going to slide back on that inside lane and back, trying to gain a few more positions. That 17 took the pole here tonight. Then with the 10 car invert, he goes to the back end of the field, now slowly trying to make his way back up inside the top 5, sitting in the 7th position as they run now lap 24 out of the 200 scheduled in the official race distance. And we have been clean and green since the drop of the green flag here tonight for the Nunya Performance Tri-State Super Speed Super Series Pet Tails Rescue 200 from Oxford Plains Speedway. If you haven't already, race fans, I know it's early, but throw these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Words of myself, Darkside Dave of the Cave, anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every time you tune in. And how you doing? How you feeling out there, Raceland, on the Facebook side of things? Thanks for stopping by. Twitch as well. Thanks for tuning in to the Turn 3 Network. We appreciate each and every one of you across every one of the platforms out there joining us here tonight for the Tri-State Super Speedway, presenting the Pet Tails Rescue.com 200. And Austin Maynard continues to lead the field here tonight, and that's going to bring me to our race sponsor for just a brief moment. Pet Tails Rescue, a nonprofit organization serving the greater Western Michigan, helping save and foster find homes for high-risk pets, pets that are usually overcrowded or close to being put down for various different reasons. That's where Pet Tails Rescue steps in, finds both those dogs and cats not just loving and responsible, but committed permanent homes. If you're looking to help out a pet, have a pet, head on over, check them out at PetTailsRescue.com. And as we run down through a little bit of official race business, want to mention your fastest qualifier going to Chuck Darling, that 17, walking away with the Racers1.us fastest qualifier award here tonight for the Pet Tails Rescue.com 200 tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We continue green flag racing in the field now. All single file, all within about a car length or so of the driver in front of them. All 16 drivers packed up right here. Strike that, all 15 drivers, as Jeff Town in that 222 was unable to get the car fired off, and still back down there trying to get things worked out. Hood still up, trying to beat and bang on the engine, see if they can't get that thing to fire off. Race leader Austin Maynard continues his control and dominance of the race as we work our way back around the track, back across. There you can pretty much see these cars all the way around the track. Very open infield here at Oxford Plains. Very unique configuration, almost a true circle track here at Oxford Plains, and that's going to bring us back to the track side. There you can see battle back here, 3rd and 4th position, starting to get hot and heavy. 43 of just Jonathan Platt has the 4th spot, but Andy Rutherford right there in his 35 machine looking to take that spot away. Steven Maestro right there in 6th, still looking to crack into the top 5. Your fastest qualifier, Darling, able to jump 3 spots from the start of tonight's race, but not able to do anything from there. Looks like he's starting to stall out just a little bit now, running in the 7th spot. Field continues to stay nose to tail here, hugging that inside white lane. And you got to remember, race fans, it's hard to kind of see it here from our advantage point right here, but there is a little bit of curbing. There you can see it right there. You can catch it just a little bit there on the exit of 4. And on the entry to 1, just a slight little bit of a curbing, maybe a little bit more aggressive than the curbing there at Martinsville, but that's something that these super late model drivers have got to keep in mind. They've got to keep the car cutting and turning through the corner, but they have got to keep it off the curbing. Curbing it here could send you up and over the bankings in the corner, because look at it right here, turn 3 and 4. Well, there's a fence, but it's kind of way off there after you go for a little bit of a grassy ride as well over there in 1 and 2. If you go up over, you find yourself off back there, dirt track and 4-wheeling, and that is not what you want to do here on the asphalt at Oxford Plains. We continue green flag racing. Your top 5 look a little something like this. Sitting on top of the board right now, Austin Maynard in the 29, Raymond Castle still in that second spot, Pete Dillon right now in third, fourth place, the Jonathan Platt, and Andy Rutherford rounds out your top 5. Field putting on a show out there tonight. We are clicking off the laps very, very quickly here tonight in the PetTailsRescue.com 200. There you see the graphic on screen. Want to keep them in mind. If you're looking for a special little holiday gift present, head on over to PetTailsRescue.com. Check them out. I'm sure if you live somewhere right near the greater Western Michigan area, they will be glad to help you through the process, help you find a very loving pet for you and your family, or maybe it's just you, who knows. Nonetheless, head on over there as the 61 has some issues. Mark Welch going down a lap. He's going to be the first car falling a victim to the leader here tonight. Mark Welch in that 61 going to be the first car off of the lead lap, now running 1 lap down. And it's an Indiana show up at the front of the field. Elkhart, Indiana over Napien, Indiana. Castle at an Napien, Indiana, trying to get his one up and around the 29, but not being able to do so just yet. Still a very close battle right here from 4th, 5th, and 6th. Your top 3 beginning to open up a bit of a gap on that 4th place runner, and it looks like Pete Dillon having a little bit of a connection issue there for just a brief moment. Everything fine and clear now, but the 43 goes up the track. That's going to open the door for the 35. Now shutting that door hard across the nose of the 35 is Platt. That's going to slow Rutherford down. Maestro right there in the 6th spot, almost into the back of him and his 54 machine. Chuck Darling now looking to make some headway as they have gapped Eric Lake as well as Ricky LeDuc back there, 8th and 9th. Matt Eddy, the rookie, rounding out your top 10, 2.6 seconds behind your race leader. Meanwhile, back at the front, not very far in front of where we had the race on screen, Austin Maynard continues to lead the field, half of a second race lead over Castle right now. Gap beginning to grow, tires beginning to wear, and who's going to stay out there, and who's going to have to pit? Will we see a caution? Will that slow the field down and get everybody back on track, back grouped up, back on the same fuel and tire strategy? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Very early in tonight's race as we see the 59, I believe that's Cody Bader, with a little bit of connection issues as well. 59 going to be the next driver to fall victim to your race leader. Maynard continues to control the race, continues to grow the gap, now upwards of 7/10 of a second Oh, up the track goes the 29. That's going to open the 59. Sorry, that's Bader going up the track out of the way of the race leaders. He's going to keep it high side for the rest of the lead lap cars. There you see very gentleman move being made by that 59. He's going to let the entire field go by, and now Castle starts to step away from Dillon. That's going to put Pete Dillon in the third place into the clutches of Jonathan Platt, Andy Rutherford, and Stephen Maestro. Chuck Darling right there. There you see the 59 still struggling to find a place on track, still losing a ton of time out there on that outside lane. There you see that 35 up and over the curb for just a minute. That's going to open the door for the 54. Will he stick it in? No, not going to stick it in the door. It's going to shut, and somehow the 35 of Rutherford pulls away after curbing the car for just a brief moment. Going to go back up here as we've still got battling going on for second, third. Oh my goodness, Austin Maynard, he has stepped away now to a 1.2 second race advantage. That's going to put the battle on track, second, third, fourth, all right here, packed up with each other. Castle, Dillon, Platt, and Rutherford. We continue clean and green racing here from Oxford Plains Speedway. This 3/8 of a mile oval. Well, it's not even an oval. I'm going to call it a 3/8 of a mile circle track, putting on a show. Cars all over each other, but nobody really able to gain an advantage over the next driver unless you're the race leader. Out of Elkhart, Indiana, Austin Maynard in his RC machine looking smooth at the front of the field, walking away now, continuing to lead lap number 69. He has led the entire race from the drop of the green flag, now up to a second and a half almost advantage over the second place runner Castle. Castle has got drivers breathing down his neck. The 82 has got to make a move and get by Castle, but he can't open the door because Platt's right there. Rutherford, Maestro, Darling, LeDuc, they're all lined up as we are just 30 laps away from closing in on the halfway point here tonight. Very fast-paced racing indeed. Your top 12 drivers still on the lead lap. 3 drivers now being scored off of the lead lap, all down 1 lap, battling for position on track as Welch makes a pass on Bader. That's going to move Welch into the second car. 1 lap down. He's going to look to see if he can't gain a spot or two, gain some time, and put himself into that lucky dog position, but they've got to be careful. Chris Shannon, he's at the back of this lead pack. There you can see Shannon, and if he loses this pack, that 32 machine is going to find himself being caught by the race leader rather quickly because he's already 8.2 seconds back, and it just takes about 15 and a half seconds to get around this track. So one mistake, you can fall into the clutches of the race leader very, very quickly, as we see Ethan Wolf have a little bit of trouble. The 32 going to drop to the inside lane. He's going to take that spot away as they work their way back off of the backstretch into turn 3 and 4. Once again, the 32 finally completing the pass, crossing the stripe to begin lap number 75. Back at the front of the field with the pack that's all grouped up and running all over each other. Pete Dillon still not able to move away from the field just yet, riding with the 54 of Stephen Maestro right there in the 6th spot, just behind Andy Rutherford, Jonathan Platt. Pete Dillon right there leading this little bit of packed up race cars, running in the 3rd spot. Castle has since been able to open a 0.7 of a second gap over Dillon. So your top 2 drivers beginning to step away from the field, and since Castle has moved away from this pack right there, you can see that one slowly beginning to close the distance back in on Austin Maynard. Maynard's time, 1.5 seconds at one point, in tonight's race. Now down under 1 second advantage for Maynard. So is he taking it easy on the tires, or is Castle just picking up the pace as we slowly close in on the halfway point here tonight? Drivers still packed up back here. Looks like it's almost a moving roadblock right now. The 82 of Pete Dillon continues to lead this pack of cars right now on track. Battle for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all the way back through the 12th spot, all right here. You can find them all grouped up, packed up with each other, running on track right now. Continuing green flag racing, lap 82 out of the 200 scheduled in tonight's official race distance in Nunya Performance Tri-State Super Series, the Pet Tails Rescue.com 200. And I mentioned this track not having the retaining walls there, not having the catch fence to keep you inside the track. Cody Bader, first driver to find that out here tonight, off track for just a brief moment, back around lap 70. Came back on track, a little 5-second excursion off track, but I guarantee you Bader will not be doing that again. Now the 82 of Dillon is trying to keep that 43 of Platt behind him. Platt looking to put the nose to the inside on Dillon that last time by, not able to do so just yet. He's still got that butt kicker 43 wound up, looking to the inside, contact, and the 82 goes around. That's going to bring us under caution for the first time here tonight as Pete Dillon goes around after contact with the 43 of Jonathan Platt. We'll take another look back at that, see what happened here. There you see high above in the blimp cam, there's the contact, a little more contact. 82 goes around, 54 nowhere to go, 17 caught up and into the outside wall as well. Multiple drivers caught up in this one, so let's take another look, see what happened here from our drone cam. High above the speedway, there you see contact, a little more contact around the 82 starts to go. Contact with the 54 and 35, 17 up and hard into the outside wall. Oh my goodness, that's going to put us under caution for the first time here tonight, and we'll rejoin the race back at the front of the field. Some of the drivers already coming to pit road, and we'll rejoin the race back at the front with your race leader, the 29 of Austin Maynard. Does he bring his 29 machine to pit road? There you see the 61 of Mark Welch getting a wave around. That very well may put Welch back onto the lead lap. The 9 of Zordon having some issues, not receiving the lucky dog that time by, so a little bit of contact right as that caution flag flew. So a tough break there for Zordon, as he is not allowed to get that lucky dog. That's going to put Mark Welch back onto the lead lap. And my goodness, race fans, just like that, we are almost halfway through tonight's PetTailsRescue.com 200 for Nunya Performance, a Tri-State Super Series. These super late model drivers have been picking them up and laying them down all night long. Very fast qualifying session here tonight. Your fastest qualifiers going to the rear of the field with the 10 position invert. Your fastest qualifier walking away with the Race1.US pole award, 17 of Chuck Darling. He continues to try to make his way up through the field, now up 4 spots from where he started tonight's race, running in the 6th position. Lineup for the restart, Maynard on the bottom, Castle to his outside, Platt will line up in the 3rd spot. Andrew Rutherford right behind him in 2nd, and pace car away waiting for it. On the gas, away we go. Green flag flies. Once again, the 29 gets off to a great start, stacking them up just behind him. Field all over each other coming out of turn 4. Back into turn 3 and 4 as they work their way. Close quarters racing off of 2. Still close quarters racing, packed up side by side for a few drivers, as I believe that's Darling out there in that 17, stuck on the outside of the 96 of Ricky LeDuc. LeDuc trying to take a spot away, and being stuck out there is not where you want to be. Dropping through the field now. Back to the 8th spot goes Darling. More battles at the front. There you see side by side. Brief battle for the 3rd spot. Jonathan Platt able to take that spot away from Andy Rutherford. Rutherford now slotting in the 4th position. He's got Shannon just behind him. Close battle on track between the 88, the 54, 96, and 17. They continue to run side by side through the field. The 54 of Maestro stuck on that outside lane, looking for a slot to drop to the bottom. Not going to be able to do so just yet. Josh Zordon being scored 1 lap down, but running right there just behind that 88 of Eddie. Eddie sitting in that 6th spot just outside of the top 5. Back at the front of the field, your race leader continues to dominate here tonight as we work our way down the backstretch back into turn number 3. This time around, we'll begin lap 100 here tonight in the PetTailsRescue.com 200. Only 1 caution flag so far here tonight, and we are back under green flag conditions for the last 9 laps so far. And it looks like we're going to start to see that single file run of the field once again. Your top 3 breaking away from the pack. Maynard, Castle, and Platt continue to lead the way. Your top 3 runners on track right now. The 29, 1, and 43 continue their domination on the field. They've been up inside the top 5 the entire race so far. Battle for position closest back here. There you can see it. Oh my goodness, that 35, he's got company. Here comes the 32 of Shannon. Eddie right there as well. The rookie in that 88 machine. Oh, goes around sideways goes Eddie. How did he save it? Oh my goodness, I am not sure how the driver of that 88 machine saved it after being that sideways, but he did. I have no clue how, but he did. Now looking to make the run on the outside work. He's got it wound up. Looking to drop to the bottom here in 3 and 4, trying to take the spot away from Darling. Gonna make the high side work. First time we've seen that power move work on the outside here tonight at Oxford Plains Speedway. Put Eddie back into the 6th spot. That's going to relegate Chuck Darling in the 17, your fastest qualifier here tonight. Going to put him back to the 7th spot. Back in front of them, there you can see the battle. The trio still at the front. Maynard, Castle, Platt continuing green flag racing. Andy Rutherford just a little bit off of the pace, but slowly closing in on this top 3. Gonna make it a 4-car race as we are just past the halfway point here tonight in the PetTailsRescue.com 200 for Nunya Performance Tri-State Super Series. At the front of the field, action still right there, but slowly starting to pull away from that 2nd place driver. Once again, Austin Maynard continues to lead the field, continues to try to grow that gap. Now just 2/10 separates himself from Castle. Same distance back to Platt. Rutherford falling back behind these drivers now as Matt Eddy, the 88, has closed the distance. He's trying to follow the 9 of Zordon through. Zordon down 1 lap as they run. Actually down 2 laps is that 9 of Zordon. But opening up some doors and following suit is that 88 of Eddy, and he's looking to head towards the front of the field because in a few laps he will be right there with your top 3 drivers. Zordon with some fresh tires on pit road on lap 88 when we had that first and only caution, so he has got much fresher tires. Matt Eddy, the rookie, inside that 88. He's also got fresh tires on the pit road on lap number 88, so look for him to try to make those fresh tires work, but he's got to be patient. Got a lap car right here running with him at the front of the field. Will the race leaders let the 9 go? Will the 88 have enough patience, enough nerves, enough discipline to hold tight, hold still, and try to let this run play on out and utilize those fresher tires a little bit further deeper in the run? Searching for a way around the 9 of Zordon right now is Eddy, now looking to the outside, and this is just what I was talking about moments ago, race fans. 2 laps down right now is that 9 of Zordon. He is on some fresh tires, but kind of holding up the 88 of Eddy. Eddy looking back to the outside once again, now slotting back behind the 9, and that's just allowing the 32 of Chris Shannon, Andrew Rutherford, to close the distance. They're going to be right back on the rear deck lid of this 88 machine within the next handful of laps. Your top 3 drivers still nose to tail around the track. We'll jump back up here as we've got a pass for the second spot. The 43 looks to the bottom. Eddy late. Eddy looks to the inside of Josh Zordon. He's going to have the position. That's going to set him up to try to make a pass now on the 43 of Jonathan Platt, as Platt trying to make a pass on the 1 of Castle. Castle having none of it as of right now, still down there hugging that inside lane, a little bit of the curb right there for the 1 of Castle. He gets a little bit sideways. That opens the door. A little bit of a love tap there out of that 43. That gets the 1 a little sideways, a little, hey, how you doing? You need to go. A little bit of a love tap, a nudge if you will. 43 letting the 1 know it's time to go because Matt Eddy, Chris Shannon has closed the distance. They have arrived. Looks like the 17 of Chuck Darling gonna bring his 17 machine down to pit road. Looks like it is a scheduled stop for Darling. When will the rest of the field make their stop? We'll have to wait and see if it's under green flag conditions or if we find ourselves under caution for the second time here tonight at any point in time. But as for now, Austin Maynard continues to lead the race, coming through 1 and 2, now back through 3 and 4, crossing the stripe to begin lap 125. We are well over the halfway point, closing the distance on about the 3/4 of a way through the race. Just 75 laps remain here tonight in the Pet Tales Rescue.com 200. These Tri-State Super Series super late model drivers have been putting on an absolute show so far here tonight, and Chuck Darling now being scored 2 laps down after making his green flag pit stops. And will anybody else hit pit road? Darling, fastest driver on track last time by, fastest lap of the race, 15:23 for the driver of that 17. While we find ourselves in the middle of a long green flag run here, we'll walk our way through your running order. Up at the top of the speed charts, in front and in command, sitting in the first spot, driver of the 29, Austin Maynard. Back in the second position there, you can see him, that 43 of Jonathan Platt. He has made his way by Raymond Castle after Castle had a few issues. Platt gonna now secure the second spot, but he has got a very fast rookie right behind him. Matt Eddy with some fresh tires, looking to not just make a podium, but try to get up there and take these top 2 spots away. Back in the fourth position, battling with Castle right now, you'll find the 32 of Chris Shannon. He's trying to keep his machine up inside the top 5. Castle right now rounding out your top 5. The one very fast throughout the entire evening, having a little bit of bad luck as they go right now, sitting back in the 5th spot. Driver running in the 6th position, driver of the 96, Ricky LeDuc, with a great run so far here. LeDuc pretty much right where he started tonight's race, running in the 6th spot. The driver of the 35 machine, Andy Rutherford, right here, up 1 position from where he started tonight's race. The 35 was inside the top 5 for a brief moment, now falling outside of the top 5 on those older tires. Just back behind him, running in the 5th spot, running in the 5 car in the 8th position, I apologize, is the driver from Montrose, Michigan, Eric Lake. That 5 very bright, very clean, looking nice and neat out there. The 54 of Stephen Mestro right here, driver out of New York, keeping his 54 out there on track. A little bit of nose damage has got that 54 a little bit slow, and there you see just to his outside, the 17 of Chuck Darling, trying to make his way back up and through the points here tonight. Rounding out your top 10 as they run right now on lap 137 out of the 200 scheduled in the official race distance for the PetTailsRescue.com 200, driver of that 112 from Illinois, Ethan Wolf. Back at the front is your top 3, continuing to run all over each other, now looking to the outside and open the door for Shannon. Matt Eddy, the rookie, looking to try to make those fresh tires work. 3rd position as they run on track right now, looking to somehow make up a few more spots and looking to the outside. That's opened the door for the driver of the 32, Chris Shannon, filling the slot right now, running that bottom lane. That's going to put Eddy a little bit further out there on that high side. Not sure that's where he really wants to be, fresh tires or not. It's going to be tough to keep that momentum going and keep the power move alive, and looks like now the 32 will prevail as they make their way back off of turn 2 down the short backstretch, if you can even call it a backstretch. It's more just like a continuation of 2 straight into turn 3. Drivers constantly turning centrifugal force for real here at Oxford Plains Speedway. We continue green flag racing since lap number 88, so very long green flag run here. Some of these drivers still on the same tires they started tonight's race with. Your top 2, 3 drivers now, Austin Maynard, Jonathan Platt, as well as Chris Shannon on those older tires, but still able to keep the fast, fresh tires of Matt Eddy right behind them in that 4th position. In Castle, he has slowly regained some time, slowly made his way back up to this 4-car battle, and we may very well just have a 5-car shootout to the end, closing in on about 56 laps remaining here in the PetTailsRescue.com 200 for Nunya Performance Tri-State Super Series. Top 3 still nose to tail as Matt Eddy continues to try to work and find a way around, not being able to do so as they run right now. This is your closest battle on track. Castle and LeDuc slowly closing the distance. Your top 6 drivers, only 1.3 seconds separate your top six drivers. So that just lets you know, even though we have been long on the green flag run, drivers still grouped up all over each other. And it looks like it's going to take some guts, I think. It's going to take one of these drivers to have a, well, it's now or never kind of move, kind of a moment, as we almost had a bit of a moment there. Now all over the 43s, the 32. That's going to put Eddie with a run to the outside of Shannon. Back into 1 and 2. Shannon prevails with the run on the inside. He'll reclaim that third spot, but just one lap ago, that 43 all kinds of out of shape after the push by Shannon. Maynard right there continuing to lead the race, and will we see that driver dominate tonight's race and lead the entire race? Right now looking like a very good chance, a very good shot for the driver of that 29 machine out of Elkhart, Indiana, to walk away with the race win and lead the entire race. As we are under 50 laps to go here from Oxford Plains Speedway. And the PitTailsRescue.com 200. Do want to take a minute to check in with your pole sitter, your Race 1.us fastest qualifier. There you can see him, driver in that 17 machine, still being scored 2 laps down after making a green flag pit stop. And who will have to come to pit road? Will anybody have to come to pit road under green flag conditions? We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out. Mark Welch, he needs a caution. This man on screen, the 17, he needs a caution as well. As we work our way around the track on lap 155, coming to the stripe here next time by lap 156 out of the 200 scheduled in the official race distance. Gonna run through a little bit of house cleaning for you here tonight. 16 drivers took to the starting grid after the 555 of Dale Spencer failed to make the starting grid, and caution flag flies. Eddie in the 88 goes around. Oh my goodness, what happened to Matt Eddy? Tell you what, we'll take a look back with our turn 3 blimp cam on the replay. There you see high above Eddie trying to make the high side work. Contact between the 32 and the 43. Now down and more contact. The 1 of Castle gets into the 88. More contact with the 17. The 9 catches a piece. Oh my goodness. Driver scattering as the 88 gets it corrected, gets it refired, and back underway. We're going to check it out from the drone cam, see how it all shook out from this point. There you see contact right there. A little bit of net code as well, and the 88 just along for the ride, victim at that point. Oh, about to gas it up and spin it back around and almost right into that 35. Luckily, all the drivers getting away pretty much clean and clear after that. It looks like we do have multiple drivers down onto pit road this time. Chris Shannon, Ricky LeDuc, Eric Lake, Ethan Wolf, all down to pit road this time by. Austin Maynard, Jonathan Platt, only 2 drivers yet to make a pit stop. Mark Welch in the 61 yet to pit as well after receiving a lucky dog under our first caution. Gonna have to wait and see who the second caution ends up being, but looks like right now not really gonna have anybody out there grabbing that lucky dog as we run, and looks like possibly the 88. No, the 88 still being shown on the lead lap. And due to the pit stops, look at that, the 88 gonna be able to come back up and reclaim that third position. So because of the pit stops, the 54 of Stephen Mastro, Raymond Castle, Chris Shannon, as well as Ricky LeDuc all coming to pit road on lap 157 under our caution right here. That's going to put, man, I tell you what, if Maynard and Platt can keep these drivers with these fresh tires behind them, they are doing something. I'm telling you what. Either way, we're fixing to find out whether these drivers can keep the fresh tires around them. Ford Mustang pace car gonna duck off this time by field under green flag as the 29 fires off quickly, gets a great jump over Platt. Mestro right there sliding in third spot. 54 gets off to a good jump here on this restart. Now Matt Eddy, he is under fire right here by the 32 of Chris Shannon. Shannon with much fresher tires, 2 and 3 wide with the lap marker back through the field. Back through turns 1 and 2, the 29 still keeping the field behind him. Jonathan Platt, Steven Mestro round out your podium spots right now. Chris Shannon in the 32 trying to break his way into the podium spot. Matt Eddy continuing to round out your top 5, but here comes the fast one of Castle. Fresh tires on that one machine as well. Shannon a little bit out of shape there coming across or coming to the line. Now side by side with that 54 of Mestro. Mestro's got those fresh tires, but does he have enough time to make them work? Lap 165, now 166. Underway out of the 200 scheduled in the official race distance here tonight from Oxford Plains Speedway in the PetTailsRescue.com 200. And somehow, some way, that 32 of Chris Shannon making those newer tires work on the outside. Oh, now way up the track in 3 and 4. That's going to give up some ground to the 43. And oh my goodness, down through the field. Back up across the track goes the 43. Cutting right across the nose of the 54. That's going to give a big gap to Austin Maynard and Chris Shannon as they battle for the top spot. Now Shannon looking to the outside, not going to have it just yet. Drag race out of turn number 2 down the short back stretch into 3. Caution flag flies. Caution flag flies once again here at Oxford Plains Speedway. Looks like the 88 and the 1 involved in this latest incident. And there you see the 88, more trouble for drivers off track. We'll take a look back with the turn 3 replay, see how it all went down. Looks like the 88 kind of already stuck around, the 1 getting stuck on him. Very little interesting deal right there. Looks like Mark Welch having some issues too. Mark trying to avoid the 1 machine. He gets off track. That's the driver we seen back there in the grass. The one of Castle trying to right the ship, and that put Mark Welch a little bit outside of the pavement. No harm, no foul. He gets it righted, headed back in the right direction. Your new race leader at the front of the field with less than 30 laps remaining. The 32 of Chris Shannon has assumed the race lead. With that being said, race fans, we're going to take this opportunity to take a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with all your green flag action live here from Oxford Plains Speedway. And back trackside as promised. Brief little commercial break. Had to run. Grab the Red Bull. That's right. Need a little bit of Red Bull here in the dark side. Dave Cave here. That's what keeps us going. If you haven't yet, you got to try the watermelon Red Bull. I'm just saying. Just saying. As the field works their way back around the track under caution yet again for the 3rd time here tonight at Oxford Plains Speedway for the PetTailsRescue.com 200 Ford Mustang pace car ready to duck on off. This time field will be in the hands of your race leader, the 32 of Chris Shannon. Just a short track shootout and on the gas, green flag flies once again here in the PetTailsRescue.com 200 down into turn 1, packed up through your top 5. Side by side, a little bit of a wiggle out of the 54 coming off of turn 2. That's going to open the door for the 96. LeDuc to the bottom and through to 3rd. Ricky LeDuc cracking into the top 5 for the first time here tonight. Now running in that third spot has the 54 of Mestro right behind him. Jonathan Platt, Matt Eddy, Austin Menard, your early race leader. Dominating performance, but now behind the 8 ball, has to try to make his way back up through the field. Freshest tires in the field for that 29, but does he have enough time? 23 laps now remain as your race leader, the 32 of Chris Shannon, kind of sets sail on the field. Half of a second advantage for him as they work their way back across the stripe. 22 laps now remaining here in the PetTailsRescue.com 200. Ryman Castle with some trouble. Now being scored off of the lead lap. Castle was running good, and that one machine has had some late race trouble down to pit road underneath that last caution, and that has put him off of the lead lap. And it looks like Ricky LeDuc with a little bit of trouble as well. That 96 being scored off of the track, now being scored down one lap. Connection issues causing a little bit of problems for multiple drivers out there tonight. Look like Castle and possibly LeDuc having some connection issues and falling off of the lead lap. Driver not with a care in the world right now at the front of the field. 1.2 seconds separate your race leader. The man on screen, the 32 of Chris Shannon, continues to try to keep this 1.2 second gap over the 35 of Andy Rutherford. Stephen Mestro right there in the third spot. He's looking to capitalize on a few troubles from some other drivers in the field here tonight. And now Austin Maynard now knocking on the door of a podium after coming to pit road just a handful of laps ago. Now running in that fourth spot. We'll take a look at this battle on track here. Battle for the second, third, fourth, fifth spot on track. They are all packed up except your race leader. Shannon out to a 1.8 second advantage right now. The 29 stuck on the outside lane. The 43 down on the bottom. Platt with fresh tires as well. So tires against tires, working their way around the track. Under 15 laps to go here from Oxford Plains Speedway, and still battling now side by side with the 5 is Austin Maynard. And oh my goodness, what a little stack up there through 3 and 4. A little bit of a stack up there coming from the 35 of Rutherford. That puts the 54 sideways going into turn 3. Oh my goodness, how'd he save that? I don't know how these drivers have saved these super late models the way they've been able to here tonight, but multiple times I have thought, and I have seen drivers sideways and thought there's no way they're going to save that one. And somehow they have driven off in the sunset. And speaking of driving off in the sunset, look at this man right here. After taking the lead of the race, he has set sail since the restart. Chris Shannon firing out of a cannon and leaving the field behind. 2.6 second advantage now. Biggest lead anybody has had here tonight. Under 10 laps remaining. Now as the field continues, green flag and caution flag flies. Rutherford has an issue. The 35 of Rutherford has an issue. We'll take a look back here with the turn 3 replay drone cam. You can see the 54 right there tucked inside, looking to the bottom on the brakes late. A little bit of a love tap, and around that 35 just goes. Almost like he meant to park it right there on the golf cart path. I'm not sure he could do that again if he tried. We'll take one more look at it here. And I tell you what, Ace Ventura would be proud with this little parking job right here. Check this out. Around you going like a glove. Right there. back under caution for the third time here tonight. Rejoining the field back up at the front with your race leader, Chris Shannon, with 7 laps to go. We'll have about 5 laps remaining when we get the green flag. Will that 32 be able to keep the 54 of Mestro behind him? Will Jonathan Platt stick it 3 wide or possibly go a little hard into turn number 1? We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out, race fans. My goodness. If you don't have something to drink and some popcorn, get ready for a show, because it's about to be a throwdown here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network in the Nunya Performance Tri-State Super Series, presenting the Pet Tales of Rescue.com 200 here tonight from Oxford Plains Speedway. My goodness. Here we go. And while we have a little lull in the action, finding ourselves under caution once again here tonight, do want to take a brief moment to thank each and every one of you joining us out here tonight, whether it's the YouTube side, Facebook, or Twitch. We do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by, the fan, friend, or family. Each and every one of you are just as important to us as the other. We do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by here tonight. So if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave, or The Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you. In the Ford Mustang pace car, ready to duck off. We're ready to fire things back off here in the Pet Tales Rescue 200. On the gas, away we go. Quick start for the 32 of Shannon. And here comes Maynard right through on the bottom, right around that 43. Can the 32 keep the fresh tires around him? This is going to be a close finish to the end. Popsicle sticks on display for the 32. Back through the corner, back down the short back stretch into 30, and for Austin Maynard all over him. Can that 29 get back to the front? White flag in the air. One more lap around for Shannon. Through turn 2 for the final time here tonight. The 32 continues to lead. Back into turn 3. Nobody gonna get there. Bumper not close enough. Race winner, the 32 of Chris Shannon. Oh my goodness. Race fans, what a run to the end. And the 32 of Chris Shannon feeling like Hercules for sure, keeping the very fast 29 machine of Austin Maynard behind him. Few drivers coming by congratulating him. Shannon ready to celebrate. He's went ahead, ducked off track, and well, tell you what, race fans, with that being said, we're going to get things set up for some post-race interviews, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 Coors Ford qualifying and Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. His second win of 1987.
And back trackside for some post-race interviews here from Oxford Plains Speedway. Let's see if we can't dial up and catch a few words in with the driver of that 112, Ethan Wolf, walking away with the GC Racing Hard Charger Biggest Mover Award here tonight in the PetTailsRescue.com 200. Ethan, is Dave in the booth? You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, my man, how you doing? How you feeling after a good, solid finish here tonight in the 4th spot? Also walking away with that GC Racing Biggest Mover. Walk us through a little bit of your race.
The first 150, 175 were just riding. Then once I got the new tires, it was game on.
You speak of the new tires, and I noticed tire strategy was a little bit all over the board for a handful of drivers here. At any point in time, did you realize that you just absolutely needed those tires?
Yeah, at some point when I was losing the pack after I got stuck behind 2 lap cars, it felt like I needed them. I tried running the pack down, and I just killed my tires doing that. So, yeah, they were definitely necessary.
Well, Ethan, here tonight, you got the GC Racing Hard Charger Award, up 8 positions from where you started tonight's race. Started a little bit further in the field due to the the invert at the beginning of the race. Did you think after the invert you were going to end up being able to drive through the field and get yourself a good, solid finish by the end of this thing?
Not at all. It's a long race. Anything could happen. It's just about keeping it clean, staying safe.
Well, Ethan, my man, we won't keep you around much longer. We do appreciate you taking a moment to speak to us here after the race. Good, solid 4th place finish for you here tonight in the PetTailsRescue.com 200, taking away the GC Racing Hard Charger Award as well. Before we let you go, would you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that late model?
I'd like to thank Mark and Ryman for putting these on. It's added a lot of fun to my Sunday nights. And my mother and my grandmother for standing here watching me and telling me how retarded I look while racing. But I love them, and just everybody who tries and have.
All right, my man. Well, you have yourself a wonderful holiday coming up here this week. Have yourself a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll catch up with you a little bit later through the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There you have it. That was the driver finishing in the 4th place here tonight, walking away with the GC Racing Hard Charger Award. Driver of that 112, Ethan Wolf. Well, that's going to bring us to, let's see if we can't catch a few words with some of our podium finishers here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up and catch a few words with the driver finishing in the 3rd spot here tonight. Driver of that 43 machine, Jonathan Platt. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, my man, how you doing? How you feeling after a good, solid run here tonight?
Pretty good. My right arm hurts, but besides that, it's pretty good, I guess.
Walk us through a little bit of the race. This track is mildly different than most of the tracks that people tend to notice and see. Very, very circle-ish, more so than an oval here tonight. How much more does that make you as a driver work in that cockpit?
Well, you're always turning. It's a lot of strain on your right shoulder, but I mean, besides that, it's still a racetrack. You still go left, so you just kind of attack it.
Well, Jonathan, you ran solid all race long. You were able to slot home in the final podium position here in the 3rd place. Do you think tonight's finish gives you any type of momentum heading into the next race after the holiday season?
I don't know. I kind of just take it race by race and just come out here and have fun with these guys. It's a lot of local guys, and I recently moved away from the area, so it's kind of cool to come in and talk to the guys, and it feels like home. So that's the only reason why I'm really here. So I guess you could say it's going to give me some momentum, but I'm not here to, do race for points or anything. I'm just here to have fun with the guys.
All right, my man. Well, having some fun for sure out there tonight at a tough little small short track here, Oxford Plains Speedway. Good solid podium finish for you here tonight, third place. But before we let you go, Jonathan, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love you, thank anybody on the side of the late model?
Yeah, I need to give a huge shout out to Bobby Dale, Earnhardt Legacy Esports, Bruzy Racewares, Oculus Glasses. Need to give a shout out to Ryman, Mark, for putting this whole deal on. Congratulations to Austin and to Chris on the win. It was a hell of a lot of fun, so hope to appear soon.
All right, there you have it. Final parting words from the driver finishing in the third spot here tonight, and that's going to lead us into our post-race interview with the driver finishing in second here tonight after leading almost the entire race. Oh, you were so close, Austin. Walk us through those final few laps.
Yeah, I should have took some tires, the caution before I did. That hurt me. Chris was able to get me on the top. Definitely new tires helped a ton, but got some tires, made our way back up, but just couldn't pass them.
Well, now, with the 10-car invert that put you at the front of the field for the restart, since that drop of the green flag, you pretty much handled the field. With you being able to do so, is that almost like a snub to the admins or to the race control that, hey, look, I may not qualify up front, but if you get me up there, I'm going to be one tough cookie to pass?
I've struggled all year qualifying. We didn't have as many people as we normally do this time show up, but yeah, I mean, I knew if I could start up front, I could probably finish towards the front. But it definitely was a fun race, and hope to be back up here soon.
Well, my man, it was an exciting race from my point of view, watching you pick them up and lay them down. You jumped off to some great restarts under those first few cautions. You came up through the field at the end of it and just needed a handful more laps to make those fresh tires work, in my opinion. But, Austin, man, a heck of a run here. Before we let you go and enjoy the rest of the race evening, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that late model?
Yeah, definitely. Tyler Rohrig, Rocket Fab and Suspension. Is my go-to guy. John Long, Nunya Performance. G Diamond Transport, Walt from TechWork Trailer Sales, and Ryman and Mark for hosting this and letting us be a part of it.
Well, my man, once again, congratulations on a solid second-place finish here. You have yourself a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Get set up and ready to go next time we hit the track.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, there you have it. Few final words from the driver finishing in the second position. And unfortunately, race fans, looks like some prior sponsor obligations going to keep us from speaking with your race winner, Chris Shannon. And that 32 took control of the race late here tonight, but able to capitalize on the late race caution and walk away with that race win. Driver of that 32 machine out of Michigan, Chris Shannon, walks away with the race win. My goodness, race fans, what a great race here tonight for a great cause here in the PetTailsRescue.com 200. PetTailsRescue.com is a nonprofit organization serving greater Western Michigan, helping save, foster, and find loving homes for high-risk pets. They place both dogs and cats in loving, responsible, committed, permanent homes. If you're interested in trying to help them out, you can head on over to PetTailsRescue.com. And with that being said, it looks like in the background, producers starting to wave their arms, starting to let me know, well, Dave, it's time to wrap things up here tonight, so you hear the music in the background. Let's run through your finishing order for tonight's race, walking away with the race win in the PetTailsRescue.com 200 for Nunya Performance Tri-State Super Series. The 132 of Chris Shannon walks away with the race win. Finishing in second here tonight, the 29 of Austin Maynard. Jonathan Platt gonna slot home in third. Ethan Wolf walks away with the GC Racing Hard Charger Biggest Mover Award. Rounding out your top 5 here tonight, the rookie, Matt Eddy. The 54 of Stephen Mestro gonna slot home in 6th. Eric Lake walking away from the track here tonight in 7th. Ryman Castle in the 1 machine slotting home in 8th. Mark Welch gonna finish in the 9th position. The 35 of Andy Rutherford gonna round out your top 10. The 9 of Josh Jordan finishing 11th. 12th goes to Chuck Darling. Ricky LeDuc slotting home in 13th. The 82 of Pete Dillon gonna finish in 14th. 15th goes to Cody Bader in that 59 machine. The 222 of Jeff Town with some trouble not able to get the machine fired off here tonight. Dale Spencer also in that 555, not able to get the machine up and running and out on track tonight. So that will do it for your unofficial race results here tonight from Oxford Plains Speedway and the PetTailsRescue.com 200. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Whether you're the fan, friend, or family, we appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. And with that being said, stay safe, stay loved. You have yourselves a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll see you next time in Turn 3.